Welcome to the TIP Network, where we help you level up with self-improvement and a little sprinkle sarcasm. Okay,
You got it right.
Yeah, I got it right this time. So who is the king of sarcasm over in this manosphere space? Actually, not even a manosphere, just the king of sarcasm.
Man, it has to be Oshay Duke Jackson.
Oshay Duke Jackson. Yes, actually one of our favorite content creators. And we're going to do a reaction to his video on a very significant event that has happened this past weekend.
So this is another episode of Tip Reacts.
Yep.
And what's the significant event?
This is the significant event that has got the whole Twitter sphere lit on fire.
That boy that got him a snow bunny.
Yes, this is LeBron James' son, Bronny James.
Bronny.
And here he has
Let me put my glasses on. I'm gonna put my glasses on. That's a white girl, right?
Yep, that's it. With blonde hair. I think it might be dyed though. I think it might be
a bona fide snow bunny.
Right.
Bona fide.
So let's look at the another prom. This is actually the infamous photo right here that really got a lot of women upset. And in this case,
why was they upset at him?
I don't know, Grover. You'll have to explain this to me because obviously some things are lost on me. Okay, but let's go into Oshay.
They look like clean. I mean, I know what they're upset.
Yeah.
The boy ain't wearing no socks.
Yep.
That's why they mad. You need to wear socks.
Why ain't you wearing socks, man?
Water pants.
You need to wear them socks.
That's why they mad.
Oh, and the shoes are a little too blue for the outfit you got on.
Yo, boy, you're cripping with them shoes. You're cripping.
Her dress, that's a cool dress. I like that.
Well, Snoop Dogg gave him the shoes.
All right. So anyway, let's go and listen to this video.
All right, let's see what Oshay did.
Fair use on was it how he says it? Oshay Duke Jackson's fair use segment or whatever.
Yeah, Oshay Duke Jackson. This is forget it.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Oshay Duke Jackson.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Oshay Duke Jackson. The situation with Bronny James and Peyton Gelfuso. Now, she is a young lady who also attends the school that he goes to called Sierra Canyons High School. It is a very elite private school, and he's taken this young lady to the junior prom. And many people are up in arms. I mean, she's very white, seems to be like a pretty young lady, and many people are not only upset with the young man, but upset at his father, LeBron James Sr.
Why would people be upset with LeBron James? That doesn't make any sense.
You should have raised your boy better.
Enlighten me, Grover. What's going on here?
So first of all,
what do you think it is? Speculate.
They're mad because she's white. They're mad because she's a white girl.
That can't be it.
They're mad because she's a white girl.
Who is mad that she's a white girl?
The black women on the Twitter sphere. Black Twitter is in his face. No. All right. So, but let's really break down some logical situations here.
Okay.
All right. So, because a lot of times, every time you make it, you black guys, you go and get yourself the whitest thing ever.
He's like 17. Like you don't even know that's going to be his end result.
They both go to an elite high school.
Yeah.
And so it costs $60,000 a year to go there.
Yeah.
So I mean, how many black families are even going?
Are up in arms about.
All right. So first of all, he's at school. Here's who he's around. He's an athlete. She's an athlete. Probably a situation where, I mean, the chances are that he's probably around more white girls than black girls anyway. Not that should make a difference. I mean, it kills me.
Well, I mean, if you're around an environment of one particular race, you're going to end up dating different races. I mean, that's the way it is.
Is that why? That's how you started?
Yeah. You know, I take advantage of my situation in my environment. So.
How dare him take advantage? He took advantage of the poor innocent women. They were taken off guard by his Asian and white ways.
Let me ask you. All right, so then the reverse be true. Like, all right, I happen to also be attracted to black girls. Right, I'm attracted to different race, but I also find myself kind of attracted more to black girls.
Stay away from my nieces.
My nieces. So would that be an issue if I were to date a black girl?
Not to
right? Would there be such an uproar like Bronny James?
Not to normal people.
Okay.
Not the normal people, because normal people would be like, look, you just date who you're going to date. I mean, now look, I would have a problem if all of a sudden you like, all of a sudden you came out like Robert Downey Jr. in that movie when he
Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder.
He came out Tropic Thunder all like, yeah, man, I got myself some sister, blah 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 blah. And then I would be like, all right, bro, I got a problem with it, dude.
Oh God.
I would be like, yeah, I got an issue with you going all Tropic Thunder on it.
All right.
But like, if you were just a dude who happened to be attracted to somebody and you got with somebody, I wouldn't be mad, man. And like, come on, why are you gonna give this guy stress on his prom. It's the best time, supposed to be the best time of his life. You're gonna go with stress on his prom, right?
But it's crazy to me from an outsider looking in, is that why is there so much pressure on this young kid that he needs to date a particular race? Why is he getting so much heat? Why is LeBron James getting so much heat? The kid can do whatever he wants. Like honestly, I
bet you LeBron pulled him aside.
It's flabbergasting to me.
I bet you LeBron pulled him aside. Go on to do what you got to do, son. But it's about to go down.
It's really about to go down.
Yeah,
right. So let's go more through this.
Let's see what
I want to
hear
Oshay's got to say.
Yeah.
All right.
With this young white lady, and not with a black woman. And I want to talk about this because there are several moving parts in this dialogue. The first being that Mr. Bronny James,
the pictures they got of her going across.
He doesn't have the same experience as many of us.
Yeah.
Many of us grew up in urban Black America. Okay. And so when I grew up, my father was a young man. My mother was at the time 31. They were relatively working class or poor. And they were trying to do the best they can for me at the time. I grew up in a Black church, and I grew up in a similar experience to maybe they would have had in the 50s or 60s. So although my life was a little bit better in comparison to theirs, for the relationship that I had to my parents' time in their generation, it was not so far off. So the Black experience would have been similar.
So like it kind of echoes of what I said. Like, you're expecting someone, and people have really weird expectations.
Mm.
So you have a bunch of people who make zero money.
Mm.
Maybe the average person's making like $50,000. So I don't mean zero money, but you have average earners sitting here making value judgments on somebody who comes from the top, literally 0.01% of the country in income.
Okay.
And you're saying that my life I found myself a respectable Black lady, or I found myself a Black man to be with, or I went to prom with a Black person. It's like their life experience is totally different. And what they should do is just wonder about if this is he decent? Is he going to jail? Is he acting crazy? I mean,
does he have a good personality?
Is he
going places that has ambition?
Yeah. Is he acting like Chet Hanks? Tom Hanks' son, Chet Hanks?
Oh,
always in trouble, like can't keep a job.
Okay,
something like that. Is he acting like that, or is he acting like a decent person? I mean, what they should be. So
it should be role reversed too, with the women having the same attributes that you just mentioned.
Yeah. So what they're doing is it's just weird. It's
weird energy.
It's like the dude is 17.
I mean, he's gonna like what he's gonna like.
Yeah.
I mean, might be his first girlfriend, might just be a prom date. You don't know, right? Like, I don't understand.
Let that boy get in.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this: I'm mixed race. Why do you always look at me like this every time I talk about?
Oh man!
All right, I'm Vietnamese. I'm Scottish Irish with a bunch of different European races.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want my kids to be really mixed. So when I hear about like people want to stick to one race, I get it. I understand wanting to prolong the culture and things like that. But for me, it's like, I don't know. I like diversity. What's wrong? What are you gonna say, Grover?
Nothing.
I don't know, man. You got that funny little face.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
What are you gonna say? If you really want to, go ahead.
You want your kids to be mixed, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize that anybody, even if you get with a Vietnamese or a white girl, your kids are still mixed?
No, I know, but I want them to be ultra mixed.
You want it to be more mixed.
I want them to have different cultures so they can experience the world that I experience.
Oh,
so if I happen to be with another Asian person, then they'll be more Asian and they'll have more Asian influence, even though they might be like a Thai person or whatever.
Opposite person.
Most opposite person.
Let's get you a Maori, dude.
A Maori. What ways that make you laugh?
The way you said a Maori, your eyes got all big.
No, I mean, because it's so like out there, like not out there, but
you want it to be
random.
mixed.
It's random. It's random. As
ridiculous as me saying you should get a Maori is how ridiculous I feel like this is. That's why I said that.
Okay.
I think it's ultimately ridiculous that they're giving this guy a hard time.
Let's see. So, but what do you think about Oshay D. Jackson? What he was saying?
He said kind of like what I said.
Experience.
He said kind of like what I said.
People that grew up. Because all right, so in Vietnamese culture, they want you to be with other Vietnamese people. My stepmother happens to be Japanese. She would actually be excited if I got with a Japanese girl. Like I think it's like kind of like the old ways of thinking.
Boy, she ain't been in Japan when I went to Japan.
Anyway, all right.
Respect stepmom. I don't say nothing.
All right, so actually, let's go back into it. Oh, and if you really want to hear about Grover's true insane thoughts, his debaucherous nature.
What?
His debaucherous nature.
I'm a married man.
Where can they go right here, Grover? Where is this?
They can go to our Patreon and they can find some of our earlier material.
Earlier
material there. Every now and again, I'll give a talk
about
about
your experiences, your travels.
about some interesting times when I was a much younger man.
Okay. And who happens to be on our Patreon for right now?
We have Mr. Worthy and Miss Rojas.
Nice. So if you want to go down and check out our Patreon, go and click down the links down below. But let's get back into it.
You went to church for a long period of time, almost every day of the week. If you came from the black church, went to a black barbershop, you ate the same foods, you talked the same as people in your community, you date within your community. That was LeBron James' experience. However, Bronny James, he didn't grow up poor like LeBron did. He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. It's not his fault. And he grew up going to the best of schools, playing with the best of the sports coaches, the best of teams. And now he's living in California. He's not around the same sort of black people that we were around. There are attractive young black women around his age that he could deal with. But I believe the problem that some of y'all are going to have is that Bronny James has made his preference very clear last year, that he doesn't really like black women that much or dark women. That's not his personal preference.
So the problem that I have with people with this weird purity test that black people have with black people is that back in the day, my mom's super light skinned, right? My mom's hella Creole. And so back in the day, they were like, they had this colorism that the darker skinned ladies used to always like bully or want to beat up on a light skinned ladies. And my mom told me stories about when she was younger, her and her sister who's light skinned, beautiful ladies, that they would like get in fights other ladies because they'd be like, oh, let's pull her straight hair out or this or that or all of that bullshit. So it's just like a continuation of the BS and just a little education, continuation of the BS. And really what it really comes down to is that the people who are upset at him dating somebody else, or even if his preference is to date lighter skinned women or white women, for right now, because hey, guess what? His preference may change in 5 years. His preference may change in 10 years. You never know. I mean, you're just making a value judgment on this young man based on him being like, 17, 18 years old.
But does it also make sense what Oshay Duke Jackson say, that his environment where he grew up, his life circumstances, his father being LeBron James. Actually, I think it doesn't make a difference because there used to be arguments before that, like, oh, he's only going to get the light skinned girl, or he's going to, so even within, what's the stigma
within the community, within the community itself, there was a stigma like, oh, well, like darker guy, he's got more successful he gets a lighter skinned lady. Back in the black sororities, they would say like the brown paper bag test, that if you're darker than the brown paper bag, and this was like way back in the day. Just be quiet and listen. Let me teach you. If you're browner than a paper bag, then you couldn't get into the sorority. If you go to school days, they had school days, and this is a movie by Spike Lee, which actually influenced me to go to school. They had like two sororities competing. I forget their names, and they had a song like one sorority was all dark skinned ladies, one sorority was all light skinned ladies. And so it's been a stigma in the black community for ages, and this is just an extension of it. So that's why I don't really agree with it, because unless he had a super dark skinned lady, like unless he went down to like, went and visited Oshay in Uganda and got one of Uganda's sister and brought her over, somebody would have a problem with it. And even somebody would have a problem with it then because he went to Africa and got somebody. The bottom line is that someone's always going to have a problem with it, and it doesn't make a difference. It just doesn't make a difference.
You can't do nothing about it, right?
No. So you know what I say if you can't do nothing about it? What? Screw them.
True. And you should be focusing on yourself and focusing on fostering the relationship that you want. So if you want to be with your own race, or you want to be with another race, I mean, that's your prerogative, right? Like, why is everyone so focused and fixated on other people's relationships? All right, so let's go and check out the video and see if we can glean any more information from Mr. Oshay Duke Jackson on this event.
A lot of the younger eligible women that are coming out of the black community, let's say in nearby neighborhoods, Inglewood, Baldwin Hills, some of these ladies might be parents of successful single moms, are the ones that are very attractive single moms at large. I'm sorry, but Bronny James is not going to love black people so much that he's going to come down and date a chick, from Inglewood just to make everybody feel better. He's not going to do that. He is an elite, all right? So he's going to date women.
All right, I want to say that people are going to stay with the socioeconomic class. Yeah. And if he's around a lot of rich people and they happen to be a particular race, and they're going to be different kind of races, but you're going to be only exposed to a select amount of people because you have so much wealth. So if you're in the top 5% of wealth,
but
you're closing up your social circles.
Those ladies, not in that percentage, they can't even get close to him anyway.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works.
Oh, his dad and his mom won't let that happen. Yeah. Because if he goes down to Inglewood to just go with an average girl, a regular girl, I mean, that could be ushering a whole host of issues, potential issues, because of how much money he's worth by affiliation with his dad.
And their parents' job is to protect them.
Yeah, and protect the financial wealth.
So it's funny because we always
their family wealth.
We say so much of how LeBron James, how he does a great job. He's a family man. He never in a scandal.
Built a school. Yeah, I gotta give him a lot of respect.
Married to the same lady, has kids with her, a good father. Why
runs away from thoughts too?
Literally runs from thoughts. Like, hey, LeBron, like, oh no, right? Why can't we? He's like,
it's like doing full court press.
Why can't we just trust that LeBron James advised his son and is raising a son, and this is a great young lady for his son.
Yeah, and stay with your social class too.
Right. We could trust LeBron James' parents to be great parents and everything, but criticize the decision that we don't like.
Yeah.
What if that's the best decision for his child?
Yes, that absolutely makes sense, because as a parent, you're looking out for your child's best interest and your own family trust's best interest. If he has
it's a lot of moving parts there.
All right. So let's finish this up.
That are in his circle that he feels that he's attracted to. And that's what you're seeing right now in Black America. You're seeing somebody like his father who is still dedicated to our people. And then you're seeing somebody like the son who's like, well, listen, Dad, I know you feel that way. And I do understand that I'm Black, but me dating and mating those Black women, for me, that's not what I want to do. I want to deal with the ladies that live out here. And I would say it's the same thing for some of you brothers that are from, like Nigeria, some of you brothers who are from other places. If you come from Africa to America or from the Caribbean to America, you may really, really love your community, your culture. But now once your son or daughter grows up here, they're not going to have that same experience you had in Ghana.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Because I'm a second am I second generation? My mom's an immigrant, so I'm a second generation, right? Yeah. So since I'm a second generation immigrant, I like to be more around American women, from the United States, and I know women from the United States is getting a bad rap, but I prefer to date an American woman. That's just my preference.
Maybe is your Vietnamese just not good enough?
No, my Vietnamese, I can make it good.
I can make it good. You can get by.
I trust me. I can be. If I can study all this, I can make it.
I
know how to read it and write into it. So I'm rusty right now. All right. So, but that's what I'm trying to say is, like, even though I can, even though I can go to Vietnam and get my language skills much better and interact and flirt with these girls, it's not my natural.
It's not what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't want to go out my way.
Why can't we just?
I'm not going to go geomaxing.
Why can't we just respect his choice?
Yes.
Why can't he just have his choice and we respect his choice? And guess what? Your choice may change. And in 5 years, you may say, Grover, I'm going to Vietnam, get me a Vietnamese girl.
I'm going to Mexico.
And you know what I'll do? Yeah. I'll respect your choice.
It's my life, right? It's his life.
Yeah, we should respect this young man's choice. O'Shea Duke Jackson makes a lot of great points, and it's a really great point that he makes, talking about the situation where, like, brothers from Kenya and the Caribbean, they might be here, they might love their culture, but their kids may not have the same affiliation or affection because they are in fact Americans. And I think that LeBron James, he could love Akron, Ohio. He built a school there. He's done this. He's getting kids to go to college. He's doing all of these great things. But guess what? His son is from Calabasas or wherever he lives, and he goes to this elite school. And guess what? LeBron James,
he's an elite. At this point,
he worked his ass off. He made himself the absolute best he could.
Billion-dollar man with basketball.
And so why would his son not? Yeah. And why would you not want your son that way?
And mold him in the way. Help to steer his life in a direction that will make the most success, not only for his son's life, but for their own their family financial wealth. Yeah. To be able to pass that wealth on to the next future generation.
Because everybody can't be a member of that club.
But
they can be a member of the TIPTube.
Really? And where can they find that TIPTube, Grover?
It's down here on the left.
Go ahead, Grover. Explain this.
So what you do is you go down there, you go in our description, and you hit join.
Yep, join right here.
And you hit join, and then you can be a part of the TIPTuberoonie. You're going to get a lot of stuff. It's less than a cup of coffee a month.
For right now, we will be updating this.
But what we're really going to do is we're really going to give you a lot of specialty treatment that you wouldn't get.
Yes.
We'll even have member only lives in the future where you can get in first and all the stuff. So
here you can click the join button right here.
Yep.
Or you can click down this link, which will take you to the same place. On the mobile device, it will look a little bit different, but on Apple iPhones, you'll have to go and click down this link below. And this is where you can also get our link to our Patreon. As well, you can sign up to StreamYard. Because what can you do on StreamYard, Grover?
StreamYard, you can like record, you can bring people up from your channel, your live stream. You can live stream to different platforms at the same time.
Yes.
And honestly, if you use our little link here, you'll get $10 off if you sign up for StreamYard. You can bring up 10 people at one time. So if you're into that, you can have a bunch of people yelling at each other.
Yelling at each other.
Really cool.
Yes,
right?
yes. All right. And then one more thing too, I would like to add, if you want to have your comment highlighted to the top of the comment section, you can also do a super thanks right here. All right. So there you go. You can help support the TIP network and help grow out the network so we can provide you with more commentary, entertainment, education, and community.
That's right. So, at this point, I think it's time for us to say, make sure that you like and subscribe. Follow us at all social media platforms at the TIP Network, right?
All social media platforms?
All social media platforms. It's all consolidated TIP Network.
All right. And where can they find you?
You can find me at I am Gorilla1 on the gram. You can find this guy at ScottT. That's 3 E's.
Yep.
And you can ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip?
I was thinking like, are you relationship watching someone else?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's bunk.
That's bunk.
Yeah.
All right.
Booty in your face.
Let it out.
Slaughter every sound. My sound, we 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 slaughter every sound.